Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? I am Ryan McCrary, CEO and founder of McCrary Financial Solutions and president of the McCrary Financial School. We provide financial solutions through entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and digital marketing. So today, I just want to talk about what everybody is talking about, the Black Panther. So I finally, I know I'm late, y'all. I know I'm late, but I finally got a chance to see Black Panther, and it was amazing. It was amazing, very well done, great directing, great production, great acting, almost damn near all black cast. It was amazing. It was just amazing to see that. Like me personally, I'm not that old, but I've never seen a black superhero on screen, on the big screen. We seen Batman, we seen Superman and Thor and Iron Man, all the other, superheroes. And I'm not even a big superhero buff like that. I mean, Batman, was always my favorite, the original, well, the original to me with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. To me, that's better than that Dark Knight stuff. The Dark Knight stuff is okay, but I like the originals better. From late '80s, even Batman Returns. Growing up as a kid, like those are my favorites. So I never really seen that all black cast. Wakanda. All the superheroes and just amazing just to see that cinematography. I think I pronounced that correctly. The black cinema, whatever the case may be. It's just beautiful to see that on screen. It was just great. So I think personally, it did live up to the hype. I didn't want it to be one of those situations where there's so much hype about it. You see, everything about it, and when you go see it, you're like, all right, all the great scenes I've seen in the previews or all that hype y'all was talking about, everybody didn't live up to the hype. That's not the case for Black Panther. I think it lived up to the hype. I think it was amazing. Now, having said all that, I just want to talk about some things that I just think we should be talking about, should be considering, given all the hoopla that is surrounding the Black Panther. So, number one, there's just a lot of things out there saying, well, y'all making Disney all that money, we need to support black businesses. 25% needs to go to black businesses. It's not truly a black film because it's not black owned, black distribute. And I hear all that, and I agree with a lot of those points. I just want to say, well, number one, I don't think it has to be either or. So I don't think, a lot of people are kind of just negative about it. Say, I'm not going to see it. It's making Disney all that money. Let's not go see it. Let's, not support it. Let's be negative. I don't believe in that type of approach. I mean, I think we should definitely support it. We always say, ain't no black superheroes. We all we see is negative images of black people in film. All we see is a negative image of black people on TV. Now, when we get something that's not negative images, something that is positive images, something where you see black people in power, in a powerful position on screen, then those same conscious people will say, "Oh, I'm not going to support it. It ain't black owned. It ain't black distributed. Make Disney money. All that stuff." I don't think we should get into that because, like I said, we always see we don't see negative images, or we always say we don't see positive images. We see negative images of black people on screen. Now, when we have those images, we have to go support them. Now, having said that, I think we should still put as much energy into the Black Panther phenomenon as supporting black businesses, as supporting each other in general, because there is a real black wealth revolution happening every day. It's happening every day, and we need to go support it. We need to go support it. So we got to support black-owned businesses just as much as we can go support the movie, which is great. We got to support our own community, or we ain't going to survive. We ain't going to survive because at the end of the day, that billions of dollars that Disney will be making is not going to trickle down. It'll trickle down to a few tokens. I actually seen the interview with Chadwick Boseman when he was on the Breakfast Club. It was a very good interview. And, he seemed like a very smart person, very talented person. And I do tip my hat off to him. Absolutely. I'm not going to say anything negative about him. But a couple things that he said in that interview to me were a little tricky, a little like, it's good for you because Charlamagne's a very good interview, besides all the funny stuff and Charlamagne does. As a journalist, as an interviewer, as a media person, Charlamagne is a very good journalist. So he asked him some very good questions. I think he asked him like, is this truly a black film? What does it mean to have a black film? He brought up the point of, 25% should be going to black-owned businesses and, What is your perspective on that? And the first thing Chadwick said, he said, well, number one, that ain't gonna happen. He called it clear and plain because definitely it's not gonna happen. Out of all the money that Disney or Marvel, whoever makes, they're all gonna cash out. 25% should go to black businesses. Personally, I think it should. It should go back to the community. Personally, I think so. But he was like, it ain't gonna happen, and it ain't gonna happen. We know it ain't gonna happen. So there's like a petition going around, something like that. But at the end of the day, we know it ain't gonna happen. They ain't giving 0.25% to black-owned businesses, let alone 25% to black-owned businesses. That's just realistically not going to happen. But another thing he said that was interesting, he was like, the real win is going to be because Ryan Coogler and Chadwick Boseman and Lupita all now are going to be at the top of Hollywood. Now they'll get more roles. Now they'll be able to put more people on. So that's the real win. I don't agree with that. I definitely don't agree with that because that is what has been holding us back since the beginning. The tokenism, having a few black tokens that quote unquote made it that are, in the top of Hollywood, while millions of black people still suffer, still are owed reparations, still don't have an even playing field in 2018 America, still don't realistically. Saying the big win is just those 4 or 5 actors or directors that's going to be at the top of Hollywood and make a lot of money or whatever, potentially give back. That's the real win for the community. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. And anybody who does agree with that, you must never heard of my OG, Dr. Claude Anderson, because Dr. Anderson will break it down and tell you why that philosophy has been holding black people back. It gets down to the emotional attachment and the emotional advancement of black people was not real advancement. So they did a video interview with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Anderson the other day, which was great. If you haven't seen that interview, I think they did like 2 or 3. I think it was Wednesday they did it, 2 days ago. If you haven't seen that, please go on Dr. Boyce Watkins' channel or on Facebook and watch that interview because it's a great, great interview. Dr. Anderson shares so many jewels. He is so underrated just as a scholar, as a person, as a leader, as an activist. He's so underrated. He should be talked about in every school in America for black people. But, many of us don't even know who he is. But he breaks something, down perfectly, just saying, we need stuff for black folks, for the masses of black folks that we can count and measure. So real advancement is things we can go to the bank and count and measure. That's tangible when we can see a real difference in the community. Not emotional highs, not stuff that looks good and feels good. We need real, tangible things that are going to change our community. So that's with everything. That's been the history. He said that's been the history since slavery, and you see it. So that's everything. So that's the Obama. We love Obama, absolutely. But at the same time, he didn't truly bring change and real change to the community. Let's call a spade a spade. He didn't. That may not have been his job. We were at fault because we didn't challenge him on it. But at the same time, that was not progress for the masses of black people. Yes, it looked good. It looked good, to see a black man in the White House. It looked good. It felt good. Obama got swag. Obama, was so cool. Absolutely. But at the same time, there was people dying in the streets all the time by police officers, and he did nothing about it. So, saying how cool Obama looks is not, you ain't going to say that to Eric Garner's family. You're not going to say that to Tamir Rice's family. You're not going to say that to Trayvon Martin's family or Sandra Bland. The list goes on and on and on. Landro Castillo goes on and on and on and on. So how cool Obama looked in the White House is not going to fly with those people. And that's just the people that we heard of, not the other people that we didn't hear of, not all the people through mass incarceration, not all the people, suffering in the wealth gap. All that stuff like that. So Obama, like getting, Martin Luther King Boulevard, great, sounds good. Rosa Parks Way, sounds good, absolutely. All the celebrities and entertainers, yeah, they made it, absolutely. But for the masses of black people, just a movie, that ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it. But at the same time, I love the movie. I supported the movie. I went to the movie. It's a great movie. It's a great time bringing us together. People going in the dashikis. It's bringing more awareness to support black businesses. Absolutely. It's a good time. But when I saw that interview, I was like, I don't want that message going out because the kids see that. The other people that aren't conscious, people that don't know the Dr. Andersons and the Dr. Watkinses and the people, like me or other people on the front lines in the community really trying to bring real change, they may not know about us or the information we provide. So to them, oh yeah, it's a win. It's a win. Ryan Coogler, he's going to be the director of the year. Chadwick Boseman is, going to be up there with the Tom Hanks and other people. When Lapita is going to be the next Meryl Streep, that's a win for Black people. We won. Look, we're on screen, and now we're going to have more movies, more opportunities in Hollywood. That's a win. More opportunities for Black people in Hollywood. That ain't no win. That ain't no win. It's a win when we say, okay, we know our Black boys in the street are not going to be gunned down. If they are gunned down, there will be justice. We know that we're going to get reparations. That we know that we're going to really rebuild Black Wall Street. And that we know that we're going to get some of that money that's been going to immigrants and other people in DACA all the time that should be going for Black folks. When Dr. Anderson wrote the affirmative action bill, he said it was for Black folks, not for women, not for gays, and not for midgets or whatever the case may be, or Eskimos or even Hispanics or other races. It was for Black people. It was for Black people. No other race was enslaved but Black people. No other race had their wealth stolen but Black people. So I just think we need to be cognitive of all this regarding all the Black Panther hoopla. But at the end of the day, it was a great movie. I really liked it. I think it's a great time to be Black. I think it's great for the culture. But the main thing is we can't get caught up in it. We can't get caught up in saying this is the big win. Now we don't have to do anything else. We don't have to keep fighting. We don't got to keep supporting because Black Panther made all that money. Black actors are getting more opportunities. Now it's kumbaya. Everything's great. That's winning. That's the big win. That ain't no big win. That ain't no big win. Big win is real change in the community. Big wins are real changes in the community, not just a movie that made billions of dollars. We need that billions of dollars to come back home. So don't say Black people are broke because we can go out and support and give billions of dollars to other corporations, other people, other entities. We need to bring that back home. So let's bring that back home. Let's build our own Wakanda and let's build real Black Panthers.